Hello everyone, this is Monica. Today I'm going to discuss about project plan, which is designed for gain loss analysis system, which is an application related to investment banking. So basically, project plan is a collection of documents that define the execution and control stages of a project. This plan includes various considerations such as risk management, resource management, and communications, while addressing the scope, cost, schedule baselines, and so on. So basically, a collection of all the documents such as project charter, statement of work, work breakdown structure, project plan template. These are collectively named as project plan. Project plan is an essential part of any project implementation, and it is essential for any project to have a project plan in order to overcome the issues such as missing deadlines, scope creep, cost overrun, and so on. So while writing a project plan, these are the characteristics one should remember to gain maximum efficiency through the project plan. So the basic outline of any project plan should contain all these characteristics that are mentioned here. The first one is define the direction of the project. So we have to define project stakeholders, scope, quality baseline, deliverables, milestones, various requirements, and the success criteria. So basically, we are creating a project charter here, work breakdown structure, and a statement of work. These are all the documents that are involved in that comes under the characteristic define the direction of the project. The next thing is identification of tools and tasks that are related to the development of a software in this case. So here we are developing an application which is analyzing the gain and loss of a particular customer's trading. So basically, for the development of an application, what are all the software tools, hardware, and all the requirements have to be identified, and the task that needs to be carried out throughout the project to be successful or determined and outlined, as well as identifying the risks and assigning deliverables to all the team members who will perform the tasks, and monitoring the risks associated with them, or the characteristics of a project plan. And the third thing is integrating the tasks and activities. So for each and every task, there needs an effort to be kept by the resources of a team. So integration of these tasks and activities along with the resources is really important in this case. The next thing is resource allocation. Each resource of a team have to be used in a perfect way to achieve the productive results and to gain the success of the project. Resource allocation is a very critical characteristic of a project plan, as it suggests the productivity and efficiency of the project team. The next thing is setting up deadlines. Deadlines are the measure for the short-term goals that has to be achieved in the project. So each and every project have certain tasks and activities that are to be completed within this time, within a specified time. That characteristics of a project plan comes under setting up deadlines. The next thing is monitor progress. Each and every stage of a project has to be monitored and has to be analyzed to improve in a further way. In this project plan that I have created for Glass System, which is an application of investment banking, the scope of the project is to analyze the buy and sell transactions in a capital market to derive the loss or gain obtained by the clients that are registered with the First Bank. Basically, First Bank is a bank that conducts investment banking transactions, and each customer of the bank needs a report on how their spends have been uh, varying in a certain period of time. That means, for example, if we are selling a stock or buying a stock in the capital market, the total gain or loss of a particular customer have to be reported in order to uh, check further for the well-being of the customer. So here we are going to create an application that provides a detailed report of profit or loss that is obtained through a transaction, through a buy or sell transaction in a particular capital market. Also, we are associating a database storage for all the analyzed data and all the customer details related to a particular transaction or an account number. There are four important phases of project, which are project initiation, planning, project execution, project closure. So these four phases of a project are the key elements of a project life cycle. So coming to initiation, the start of it is defined as the start of the project, in which goals and objectives are defined through a business case, and the practicality of the project is determined by a study of feasible possibilities. So here in this glass analysis system, we are going to study about the customer database and identify the requirements of the stakeholders and outlining the requirements which are of utmost priority. Coming to project planning, planning is a phase where the scope of the project is defined by a work breakdown structure and the project methodology to manage the project is decided on. Costs, quality, and resources are estimated, and a project schedule with milestones and task dependencies are identified. The main deliverable of this phase is your project plan. So, through this planning, we are identifying and outlining what we are going to do throughout the project. In this case, how we are going to design an application to analyze profit or loss, and what are all the elements that have to be included in the software, and what are all the tools that are going to be used for the software implementation or decided in this phase. And the next phase is project execution. So the project deliverables are completed during this phase. Usually this phase begins with the kickoff meeting and is followed by regular team meetings and status reports while the project is uh, work, being worked on every day. So each and every tasks such as design and implementation of coding and application structure is designed in this phase. The next and the last but not least, project closure. Closure is a very important phase where all the stakeholders receives the final deliverables. Resources are released, contracts are signed off, and ideally there will be an evaluation of successes and failures. So basically, there are several tasks and resource allocation activities that are involved in this project. Coming to the tasks, tasks are an important phases or activities that has to be completed in a short term. So first thing is start of project. Start of project is a task where all the all the formalities of taking up a project are fulfilled. So the next thing is requirements gathering. Requirements gathering is a phase where meetings are held with the stakeholders and all the specifications that are expected are collected and outlined in a proper documentation. Next thing is prioritizing specifications. The specifications which we have collected from the stakeholders or clients have to be prioritized and ought to be outlined in order to proceed with the implementation. The next thing is coding. Coding is a phase where the actual development of an application is carried out. So in coding, we will be writing programming uh, programs to implement the application and integrate all the database and stuff to the program where we are designing an application. Coming to implementation, it is a process where the coded elements are tested or like whether they are working or not. So how they will be how the coding modules that we have uh, designed works in a real time is checked in the implementation phase. And the next thing is testing. Testing is of two types. So one is system testing and the other one is unit testing. Unit testing is the phase where each and every module that is designed is tested individually and and the results are noted down. Coming to system testing, it is an integration testing that is carried out on all the modules after making it as a whole application. The next thing is go live or production. So production implementation is nothing but uh, putting an application in a real time and uh, and implementing it in the real world and as well as solving the issues that are raised therefore. The last task of this project is closure of the project. Closure always involves collecting the feedback, noting down the defects, tracking down the failures that has been faced throughout the project, followed by monitoring and support activities.